Hello everyone, it's Stephanie with Lumeria Star. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a brief little look at the decks I worked with in December. Just kind of reflect on what I loved, maybe what I wasn't drawn to, and just kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and reflect on the decks that I used in December 2023. And I am filming this on January 1st, so Happy New Year to those of you who are watching this, and let's hope for a good year. Hopefully 2024 is a good year for all of us. I think we need that. So anyway, without further ado, let's just get into the decks. So in December, I really love to use decks that either tap into that like Christmas and Yule energy, or just kind of like a winter holiday feel for me. So the first deck I love reaching for every December is the Winter Weight Tarot. This is by Tarot Collectibles. I found this when it very first got published. I want to say this was like 2017 or 18. I just found it on, did I find it on Etsy, or was I just kind of like looking on the internet? Like I was looking for a holiday deck. I really wanted a holiday deck, and I found this, and it's so much fun to use. It's essentially just the classic Rider-Waite-Smith imagery reimagined in wintry scenes. Like every scene it's snowing. We have a lot of nods to Christmas or Yule. So we have like Santa Claus as the emperor. We got some elves. It's just a fun deck. We have Krampus as the devil. So I love being able to take this out every December, kind of like in a traditional style way where, like, you know, you take out your Christmas or holiday decorations every year. I take out this deck and I just get excited. So this is always one of my favorite decks to work with in December. This one will never go anywhere for me. It's just so much fun, and it brings me a lot of joy, and it just taps me into that like festive holiday vibes. So that is, and look at this, like the world with a pretty wreath. We've got a lot of like kind of like Saint Nick. Like I love this like naughty nice imagery. It's just so good. So this is a favorite every December. And this one, I don't think will ever leave my collection. I did originally have the, I think it was the third edition of this. This is the first edition. There are, you know, that there's a second edition. The third edition was Santa's Helpers. I did get that one, and I have since rehomed it. It's cute. I loved it, but I felt like I had this one already. So I felt like they were kind of competing, wanting to be used. And I was like, well, I love this one more. I bonded with this first. So I did let that one go. And yeah, it's just a favorite of mine. So that's a big win. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. I'm a little congested. I'm not sick, but I'm just like congested. So if you hear that in my voice, that's why. Okay. So an exciting addition to my decks this year. I was still in my like no buy year in 2023, but it ended up being a low buy year because I did buy a few decks. This being one of them. This is one I found on Etsy. This is Pixies Whisper Tarot, or like Pixies Whisper Christmas Tarot. I don't really know what to call it. It says this is by Laureen Music, featuring art by Pamela Coleman Smith. So basically this is Pixies artwork reimagined in a really fun way, which is very different than the Winter Weight. So this is a really nice like linen cardstock. You can probably see that here. And all the backs are different colors, which, you know, normally I wouldn't like because you might start knowing like which cards are which. But I love it that it looks like wrapping paper selections or like wrapping paper scraps. So I think that like just adds to this like really fun and festive tarot deck to use this time of year. So it's just fun. This is a really fun deck. So that's cool. So this is it, you know, again, I just got it this month. And it's more of like collaged Pamela Coleman Smith artwork, and it's just cute and fun and festive. So you can see it takes the original artwork, some of it kind of zooms in. It adds a lot of like holiday elements. We've got a lot of like hats, presents, but we still are keeping like the relative like general integrity of the artwork, which I think is cool. And again, I just think this one's fun. Like, look at the star and this like little wintry scene. Even the tower is a little festive. We got Santa up here. All the quartz are a little zoomed in. Let's see what else. This deck was really fun to work with. As much as I love my winter weight, it's nice to add another like holiday festive deck for my December readings. We got the addition of the Christmas tree and presents with the strength card. The hermit, he's wearing a Santa hat. He's outside. We've got like pine cones and squirrel. We've got candy canes, like instead of the Queen of Wands, like instead of the sunflower, she's holding a poinsettia. It's just so cute. It's collagey. It feels fun. I love the color palette here. So this, again, this is brand new to me, and I'm really excited to use this along with the winter weight. You know, every time the holiday season comes around, it just makes it feel, you know, a little extra fun and festive. Look how pretty the 10 of hearts with the 10 of hearts, the 10 of cups with the heart here. Of course, we got my girl, the Empress, so pretty. So I really loved this. And for those who are curious, the title card here, I guess you can find this at divinationapothecary.com. I got this off of Etsy, but I guess the creator does have a website, which I haven't looked at. So I might actually take a look at that and see what else they have. Okay, so another deck I worked with, but I really didn't work with much. And I've noticed this is a pattern with this deck. This is the Earthly Souls and Spirit Oracle. This is by Terry Foss and Sarah Robinson. This is actually the second time I've owned this deck. I owned a larger version. I want to say the cards were like a 4x6 size. Like they felt like photographs. They were too large, and I had to like round the corners myself. And then I was like, I'm not using this. So I did rehome that one. And then I missed it. So I found it on Make Playing Cards, and I bought this a couple years ago, and I'm still not using it. So I don't know what's going on, because the artwork is gorgeous. These are the backs, and this one for Make Playing Cards actually did have a really pretty, just kind of like that soft gold foil gilding. And the artwork is gorgeous, and this whole deck gives me that like fall into winter feel. You'll probably see with the artwork. I don't know why I don't pull for this more. I think some of the keywords and the artwork doesn't make sense to me. And I think that's something that holds me back. I'm trying to think. Let's see if I can find one. But you can see the artwork is stunning. Like I love some of these like really fall images. These feel really wintry. Obviously very witchy. I love this manifest card. I don't know, like goddess. Like we have just like two little like witchy girls holding hands, and like I'm not necessarily getting goddess from this. Like maybe friendship, connection, union. I don't know, but like some of the keywords don't really make sense with the artwork. Like this one, blessed, and we've got this like glass dome here with like this like naturescape in there. Like I'm not really getting blessed from that. I mean, some of them do work, but some of them don't to me, and maybe that's why I'm struggling with this. And I don't want to give this one away again because the artwork is so gorgeous. Like that's a really beautiful wintry feel for me. I still want to keep this, but I didn't really use this much this month. So let me know if you also kind of struggle with this deck. Because I feel like a lot of people do, and it's weird because the artwork is absolutely stunning. And I want to be able to connect with it deeper. Like this one too, white light. Like, I'm not really sure how to read that. And I don't know, do I just like cut the keywords off and make my own? I could do that. I love this one too, very Christmassy. But it's the artwork that's keeping me. Oops, I'm dropping cards everywhere. It's the artwork that's keeping me, but again, it's just, I'm not using it, so I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, I had this in my tarot edit this month and really didn't, I think I reached for it twice. Okay, a deck that I did reach for quite a bit. Not a surprise to anyone. I know this is a fan favorite of many, including myself. This is the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, part of just the Seasons of the Witch Oracle set. Really excited now. I'm filming this on January 1st. Really excited to be able to dive deeper and use the Imbolc deck this month that just came out, so that's really exciting. You all are probably familiar with these backs and the green edging. I love this artwork. I think this deck really perfectly captures that like deep winter energy. We've got a lot of holiday kind of nods, mistletoe, Yule log, you know, a lot of cards about family, different nature and animal medicines, cold moon, reindeer medicine, feasting. Like this just feels very Yule, very pagan, very the old ways, very nature based, and I love that about these decks. So these are always really fun for me to work with. Solstice, what a beautiful card. Falling in love, again, more animal medicine. I've loved this whole deck collection. I cannot wait for all of them to be out, to have all 8 Sabbats to work with throughout the year. That'll just be so much fun. This artwork is gorgeous and cold and chilly, but also warm at the same time. This card is stunning. Darkest Hour. Like this whole deck screams like Winter Witch. And I love it. So good. So, so good. So this one will always be a favorite. This one will never leave my collection either. And I will be so excited to have all 8. Which I believe 2 more are coming out this year. I think the Litha and the Lammas are both coming out this year. So we'll have those. And I think the last one is Asaria, which I'm guessing will be either at the end of this year or early next year for, you know, just in time for Asaria. Okay. So another deck that I enjoyed working with that has somehow, I don't know, fallen into the category for me of like a holiday deck, which there's really no reason why other than maybe the color palette of this like beautiful golden red, is the Crimson Asaria Tarot. I love this artwork. It's so strange and weird and kind of folksy, and I think it really lends itself to the holidays. Like, look at these gorgeous backs. And then we have a beautiful matte red edging. Look at that. And then these cards are stunning. This artwork, like, look at this High Priestess. This artwork has like a haunting quality to it. And if you know me, like, I like that. That's very much an aesthetic and a vibe for me. There are some extra major arcanas here. We have the Asaria card, which I forget what this one means, but like, look how gorgeous that artwork is. Oh my goodness. Got the beautiful Empress. Yeah, this artwork is just weird and quirky and folksy. And again, that like haunting quality to it. And I think this red, gold, and white color palette lends itself to feeling like Yule to me. It feels wintry. I could certainly use this all year, and I have, but it's somehow made its way into like my winter deck basket, and I don't hate that. I feel like it's kind of found its place for now. It can always change. Like, I have decks that I use for a certain reason, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, I think I can use it for like this season now or this purpose now, and I'll switch it up. But for right now, this the Crimson Asaria feels just very winter, Yule, holiday to me, and I don't mind that at all. Like, these creatures are so strange. This Queen of Cups is gorgeous. This is very fantastical, very like otherworldly with this artwork. Again, this is another extra card, Wisdom. And I always forget there is this extra, look at this card. Oh my gosh, this gold foil, like kind of holographic card, Medusa. I've never pulled this in a reading, which is so weird. Because I feel like it just obviously has a different texture because it's like a different card stock, but like, are you kidding me with that gorgeousness? And I've never pulled it in a reading, which is interesting. But yeah, I love this deck. It's weird and it's beautiful. And that is in my wheelhouse for why I love certain decks, weird and beautiful. So this one is definitely a keeper for me, and it's not going anywhere. And I don't know if I showed the guidebook. It's pretty basic. I kind of wish it had a little bit more explanations about like the artwork in the card, which I feel like it doesn't. They're more kind of basic, but regardless, I really love this deck. Love, love. Okay, so we have 3 more decks. This is another one that I use quite a bit in the winter, which is the Tarot Chimera, which is the Arcana of Eidolon Raydon. This is by Urania Press. So I discovered Eidolon Raydon's artwork just through tarot, and I have another deck that I'm going to show that features his artwork by a different creator. But his artwork is haunting and beautiful and dark. So again, my aesthetic. This one is like black, white, gray, cream, neutral color palette. It feels very shadowy. It feels wintry. So I feel like it's great for shadow work. It's great for just like mimicking the landscapes of winter outside. This deck pairs, oh my voice. This deck pairs really nicely with the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. I really like pairing those together. I feel like the artwork really complements each other. Yeah, this deck feels like dark, deep, kind of introspective. I feel like some cards, again, I'm not like super familiar with the artwork, but some of it feels like it has some like religious nods. Like some of the cards do kind of look like Jesus, and I don't know if that's intentional or not. So yeah, it just like this one, that's Jesus, right? Yeah, it feels like it has this like kind of like religious, you know, moments in here, which mimics, you know, what's going on if you celebrate, you know, Christmas and the Christian religion, while also keeping it, like, I still feel like it also has some kind of pagan, shadowy, fantastical vibes, surrealist vibes. So I love this deck so much. So much. And this is very much a winter deck for me, but I have used this other times during the year. But I love it. I just love it. Okay, so let's put that back in its tuck box. So this is a favorite that I've used quite a bit. You can see my boxes, the tuck box is really starting to get some wear on it because I use this quite a bit. All right, so another deck by a different creator that happened to showcase Eidolon Raydon's artwork. This is the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. This is by Melissa Wotherspoon. This one comes in a beautiful magnetic kind of magnetic box. And this one's in color and it's gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. Again, it's also linen finish. You can see that there. So I do have a video, I believe, on my YouTube channel. It's probably really old, So you'll probably have to look back farther back. But I did a comparison walk, like side by side walkthrough comparison of both decks. So there is a lot of the same artwork, and it's really interesting to see how each creator took original artwork and maybe made it look a little different. They edited it a bit different. They might have done some collage work that's a bit different, or they might have assigned it to a different card. So that was really interesting. And obviously, as you can see, this one is in color, which is stunning. I love this deck so much. For some reason, though, this is another one this month that I really didn't reach for at all. I think I maybe reached for it twice all month. And it's not because I don't love it. I think it's because I was really excited about my new like holiday deck, that like Christmassy collage one. And that was kind of getting a lot of play. So this is not because I don't love this deck. I do love this deck. I think this is either out of print or maybe the 3rd edition is out and that's like the final edition. Look at this death card. Oh my gosh, I love that one so much. I do love this deck, and this one's not going anywhere. It's probably one of my favorites. I just haven't felt called to use it in a while, which is interesting. Like, I don't know if you guys all feel that way. Like, you can have decks that you like just absolutely love. Like, they could even be one of your top decks, and you're like, I just haven't felt called to use it though, even though it is one of my favorites. I'm curious if any of you feel that way, because I feel that way a lot about decks that I do really love, and it doesn't mean I don't love it. It just means I'm not called to use it right now in my tarot practice or in whatever work that I'm doing right now or the season of my life right now. It's just not the tool I need. So I'm curious if you all feel that same way about decks that you love. I'd be curious if you let me know in the comments below, because I have so many decks that I absolutely love, but I might not use them for a couple years, and it doesn't mean I don't love them. And I think that's why I have to get better about not being hasty and like letting decks go, like giving them away, rehoming them, selling them. Like, if I don't use a deck for a while, it doesn't mean I don't love it. And I have to kind of question, like, why am I not using it? Is it just not the right time? Is it not the right tool? But that's a good example of one that I love, but I just haven't used in a while. So a little tangent there. Okay, last deck I used this month. This is the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. This is a US Games deck, and it comes in this gorgeous box that you kind of like lift the top off like so. This was new to me as of last year. I had a gift card from a girlfriend of mine for my birthday at this like local metaphysical shop near me. And she was so generous. Like, I thought it was like, I don't know, a $20 gift card. And I just kind of like, left it in my email. I was like, oh, I'll get to it. And then I was like, oh, I have that gift card. I should go check it out. And she gave me like $80. And I was like, oh my gosh. So like, this was one of the decks I got. So thank you for, you know who you are. Thank you so much for that generous gift last year. The only thing about this deck, this is the edition that's shiny. I know there is a linen edition now, which I'm pretty curious about. I'm not saying I need that one, but it would be nice to not have this glare. I just, I'm not the biggest fan of like glossy cardstock, but anyway, this is all like kind of, I'm not great with my art history, but I think this is like more like Renaissance era. Absolutely gorgeous. She did such a wonderful job curating this deck and adding, collage elements to fit the tarot. It's flawless. It's done so well. Again, this deck to me feels wintry and December, because I think for a couple reasons. The color palette has this like deep gold, and I think of golds during this, the month with the holidays. Also, a lot of this artwork feels Christian and religious to me, and that might not even be the case necessarily, but I did grow up, I was raised Catholic. I'm not practicing anymore. But just whenever I see this kind of imagery, it really does tap me into, growing up in the Catholic Church, and that does remind me of Christmas. Like, again, it's not something I follow today, but the religious iconography still taps me into a Yule energy. And not to mention, even though I am so far removed from any type of practicing any type of religion, again, I'm more of a spiritual, witchy path, pagan path, if you will, whatever you want to call it. But I can still appreciate religious artwork as just beautiful. Like, it's just objectively beautiful. So this is another fun deck I really like to work with in December. The guidebook is great. It'll give you information about the artwork. So if you're interested in learning more about, you know, the original sources of this artwork, I think that's really great. And this one, what was I pairing this with? I was pairing this with the Crimson Asaria because it has that gold element. I was also pairing this with, was that all I was pairing it with? Maybe that's all I was pairing this with. But it's just simply gorgeous. Renaissance artwork is stunning to me. And again, it just gives me that Christmas feel that you know, despite not practicing religion, it still taps into my sense of nostalgia. And like the artwork is just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Love it. So I'm curious, if anyone has the linen edition, let me know down below. Do you think it's worth it? Because I love this deck. I don't reach for it as much as I want to, though, because I think the cardstock, it's kind of deterring, to be quite honest. So these are the decks I worked with for my December tarot edit. Let's put these all in here. I'd really like in the new year, because as I'm filming this, this is the new year, I'd really like to get back into a better rhythm of filming videos. I've not been the best, and that's not an excuse at all. It's just simply, you know, I've been busy. And I haven't been prioritizing, you know, my creative endeavors, which I want to, because this is something I've done for fun. I've started this YouTube channel for fun, and my Instagram page for fun, and I want it to be that. So I definitely want to get back and make more creative content, creative ideas. I do want to share more things other than tarot too, and I've been, you know, debating if I share that within Lumeria Star, like even on Instagram, if I share other things I'm into outside of tarot, whether it's books or plants or food or skincare or makeup, like these are other things I do like. Let me know down below, like, would you be interested at all in seeing that on this page? If you're not, that's totally cool. Let me know. Or if you think it's a cool idea and you do want to see it, or maybe I should just start a separate thing, but let me know all your thoughts down below. I'm just curious what you all think. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this look at my December decks, and wishing everyone a happy new year, and thanks for being here. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. And hopefully I'm going to get into a better routine with posting at least a video a week. So that's what I hope to do. And I will see you all in the next one. So take care. Bye.